Hello. Welcome, welcome. How is everybody today? Hopefully good, since I can't see your faces. Welcome, welcome. Alrighty. So I'll give everybody a few minutes to join in. This is a new time. Technically, this is the second one, but the first one of this year. So I'll give everybody a couple minutes to get in, get settled. Remember that it's starting at 9 and not 10 this year. Uh, welcome, welcome. I agree, Brian. There are not enough hours in the day. And there's enough hours to do lots of coaching today. We've got this. We've got the group breakthrough later. Hi, Tiffany. How are you? Welcome. I'll see. People are starting to filter in now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll probably get started at about 9:05 or so. I want to give people a chance to get in. I want you all to have a chance to type into the chat anything you'd like to be coached around. So if you're wanting to get coached today, go ahead, type what you want to be coached around into the chat. It doesn't look like I have too many new people here. So if this is your first hot seat, welcome. The way that this works is you volunteer to get coached. I pick somebody random each week. And then I coach you live. I bring you up as they call it like a participant or something. And then we coach and all is well. Welcome, welcome. Hello, beautiful people. All right. So for those of you that are on the line and would like to get coached, you can go ahead and start typing into the chat what you'd like to get coached around. We'll take a few minutes, wait for a few more people to hop on. I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt for not remembering that this starts at 9 this week, this year. Welcome, welcome. This is going to be a real short call if nobody wants to get coached. All right. I know some of you are probably typing away, so no rush. I'm trying to reground myself. I walked into my office this morning and there was a spider on my wall. I had to kill it, but it like moved as I was trying to. Ooh, it was very scary. So I'm like, adrenaline's pumping. I got it. Don't worry. It is no longer. And there would have been no hot seat this morning if that spider disappeared. I'd be like, sorry guys. Just kidding. I would have found my laptop. But there definitely would have been some would have not been fun. Okay. So enough of me telling stories while you all start to type things into the chat. Um, if you'd like to be coached, go ahead, put something into the chat. Brian, I'm trying to get all things. Okay. Okay. All right. Anybody else? If not, then Brian had a real easy chance this week. All right. Welcome everyone else who's hopped on. No worries, Laura. Totally fine. This is a new time for this call. So and it's the first one we've done this year. So just hang tight, watch, ask questions, and we got you. So you're amazing. Okay. Well, Brian, you win by default. Let's coach about getting organized. I'm gonna panelist. It's called panelist. I'm gonna promote you to panelist. Me too, Jessica.
All right. Hopefully, I got my audio and video going here.
Yes, I can hear you.
So,
Perfect. How are you? It's been a minute.
honestly, I'm good. I rode the wave from all of November's teachings and trainings all the way to the end of the year, and then January hit, and it was like 4 years long.
Yeah.
And I'm not normally a person that struggles with the getting the things done, keeping them organized. I'm that person that's at the door for the meeting 5 minutes before it starts, and
Yes.
January's been tough trying to juggle all the pieces and prioritize things and trying to get on that beginning of the year trend of okay, how can I make 2026 better than 2025? And I kind of spent most of January either neutral or feeling like I was driving backwards.
Well, yes, we're going to coach on that. And I am going to give you just a little bit of a secret if it's something that you choose to believe in. Technically, we are ending the year of the snake still, right? I think we've got another week or so until the Lunar New Year. So this season actually has been meant for shedding. So if it did feel like things kind of moved backwards or there was lots kind of falling apart, not falling apart, but like lots of things going, that's because we're almost at the end. And so what happens at the end, like the snake it sheds, right? So you're almost made it. You got like another week and then we're in fire horse and then things really kick off. So and I'm really curious to see what comes up in this today. So um aside from it being tough, you're juggling everything, trying to get things organized. Is there anything else specifically that you'd like to talk about?
No, I think that's the main thing is at this point it feels like a jumble. So trying to pick out the one thing that
Mhm.
that's the one thread that would kind of fix everything isn't really there.
Perfect. So, how is it a problem that you can't find that one thing that's going to fix everything?
Well, again, I'm a very organized person and I'm a person that likes to fix things. And so when all I see is a big jumble, it's like, okay, where do I start? Which piece isn't working? And it feels like I spent a lot of hours in January going through small individual pieces and going, nope, that wasn't it. Nope, that wasn't it. And even this morning, like 5 minutes before this call, I had the Genius Unlocked calendar up going, okay, I haven't written anything down in my planner. I haven't put anything in the electronic calendar. I don't even know what meetings I'm supposed to be in. Then I was like, wow, that's a lot of meetings for this week.
Mm.
And then I'm getting on myself going, wait, how did I not have this planned up ahead of time? So to me, that's an indicator of too many things going on where I start losing focus.
Okay. So, what would you like to have at the end of this call today?
Honestly, I mean, it's not a long call and this could take hours, but what I'd really like to have is just a little less cloud around me, a little more going, okay, this is a direction that I can go that has education and experience, coaching, if you will, behind it that says, hey, this is a proven way to get out of your jumble. I don't expect the jumble to go away in, 57
Okay.
minutes. But just having that path of going, hey, Brian, here's the shining light, follow the light, you got this. That's really what I would want to get out of this is just knowing that, okay, you might be a little jumble, you might have some shedding going on, whatever you want to call it, but here's a way ahead.
Perfect. So, how are you going to know that somebody's shining that light? How are you going to know that there's a path?
Honestly, for me, it's a very physiological reaction that, when I have all this stuff going on, it's almost like, the head's full of cotton. I can't get my thoughts to focus. And when they start to focus, it's the thought process become, clear like lightning. It doesn't take me a lot of consideration, indecision, wandering around either, on the computer or in my house or in my office. It's just once I have the path, it's like, okay, here's the path. Everything else is, off to the side, and I'll deal with it if I have to, but it's not in my way. Whereas right now, I'm just doing circles.
Perfect. All right. So let's get into this because now we only have 50 minutes left.
No pressure.
No pressure. Okay. So, what's your intention for this year?
My
I'm gonna start
intention for
way
this
chunky.
year, and honestly, I set my intentions all the way back in November when I was in California.
Love it.
Um, the first thing of my intentions is to, and I've been doing well up until kind of the January fog hit, of shedding the self-doubt and saying, no, what I'm doing is good, what I'm doing is right, what I'm doing is going to bear fruit. And all of my intentions are going to the idea of that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of success, that feeling of going, hey, I met that goal. And knowing that I didn't waste my time, I guess would be another way of saying it, that the things that I did were meaningful. I definitely have very specific financial goals that I established, back in November. But ultimately, to me, the financial goal is just a tracker of, hey, you are doing all the things.
Okay. So, how is it a problem if you did waste your time and the things that you did weren't as meaningful as you had intended?
Honestly, it's not that I need validation per se, but there is a certain amount of I don't do well with idle time. I don't like to waste time. And I have trouble seeing okay, I spent all this time on this process, this thing, and I didn't get the result I expected. So then I have trouble finding that, okay, was there another outcome from it that I didn't see that was a benefit?
So, how is it a problem if you wasted your time and the things that you did had zero, they were not meaningful at all? There was zero benefit from anything.
Because I only have so many hours and I want to use them. I want to use them productively and, you know that I am taking care of my house, my family, myself. Again, I don't do idle time well. And so I need to know that the hours I'm using have borne some sort of fruit, have done something, have contributed somehow. I don't, I mean,
Okay.
I don't
I
feel
want you to listen to
guilty.
my question. I'm going to say my
Mhm.
question one more time.
Okay.
How is it a problem if there was idle time? How is it a problem?
That means I'm not getting something done. I don't, it's generic to say it feels bad.
Mhm.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, I don't feel good if I'm, have something that looks like idle time where I could have been doing something else. You know, I feel less would be a way of saying it. And I'm also chuckling, going, I remember back in November that you would not let me off the hook until you dug as deep as you could. And I'm like, and I volunteered for this today. Ay, ay,
Yep.
ay.
Uh, so if you're not getting something done, it's making you not feel good. It's making you feel less.
Mhm.
How is that a
I'm
problem?
disappointing someone.
Who specifically are you disappointing?
I'm probably only disappointing myself, but I feel like I'm disappointing all those around me. I've been told by more than one person in more than one way that I'm probably the only person that's really holding me accountable for getting the things done that I think need to get done. But part of me feels like other people are judging me, even if they haven't said it.
Mhm.
You know, from yeah, everything we did in November, it makes me realize that a lot of that is me putting it on myself. But again, it's that feeling of disappointment, not feeling worthy, not feeling accomplished, feeling less than would be ways of saying this. And as a business person, I don't really feel like I can afford to feel less than and feel, not feel accomplished.
So, where else in your life, aside from business, are you feeling this less than unaccomplished, unworthy?
Oh, probably in the physical fitness side. I did well when I got back in November, and then just January was doing all the things and realized that, oh, wait a minute, I have neglected the activity side of my life. And then it becomes a struggle of, okay, I've got to do all these other things, but I want to do this thing, and so it's like a lose-lose situation in my mind.
So, if you were to take time out of your day to go do physical fitness, how is that a problem?
If I was to take time out of my day to go do that, I could be missing a phone call with a client. I could be not available if my family needs me. I guarantee there's probably a task or a chore at my house that needs to get done. And the things that other people need, quite frankly, I'm wired in the way that those are always more important than what I need.
So, what kinds of people prioritize others over themselves?
Um, People who are givers, people who need external validation, perhaps.
What else?
Um, just going from previous conversations and all, part of me feels like if I'm putting other people's needs in front of mine, what am I hiding from? Is there something that I don't want to do or something that's bothering me? I tend to avoid that one because that's a whole lot of digging in that, quite frankly, is going to take more time that I don't have to do.
Well, yeah, because you're so busy doing everything for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid you take 5 minutes for you.
I feel guilty. And the scary thing is I'm better at that now than I was, say, 10 years ago, of actually, having some me time from time to time. 10 years ago, there was none.
So, what are the qualities and characteristics of people who put their own needs first before others?
Selfish, thoughtless, egotistical. um,
Anything else?
Selfish, um, uncaring, oblivious.
So if you were to be selfish, thoughtless, egotistical, uncaring, oblivious, how's that a problem?
Well, psychologically, it's a problem for me because that means I'd be like my father.
Hmm.
And that's not the person I ever want to be like.
How specifically?
How specifically?
Yeah, how specifically do you not want to be like him?
Well, that was a person that, and he's passed away years ago, but that was a person that only thought of other people, their needs, their wants, when it benefited him. And I saw how much that hurt, not just me, but it hurt other people. And that isn't the kind of person I'd ever want to be. And so when I see those behaviors, you know, I kind of get mad at myself about it, going, no, you are better than this.
So you took the only rational route, which was to go completely the other way and be the person who those people took advantage of.
That's fair.
Maybe not intentionally, right? Maybe they're not intentionally doing that. And
No,
you've definitely put yourself in the complete opposite position of where your dad was,
absolutely.
just so you were not anywhere near having to be like him.
And over the years, I found that's a really tough position to maintain.
So I'm curious, when it came to organization, how would you describe your father?
Very, very organized.
Hmm. So there are ways that you are like him.
Yeah, I've had to admit that over the years too. There are ways that I'm like him that are beneficial, that are good, but it's sometimes hard to see those ways.
How do you determine if it's good and beneficial?
And again, that goes back to what I started talking about at the beginning is it helpful? Does it do something good? You know, I don't want to talk in the negatives, but is there a lack of destructiveness going on? You know, is it promoting growth? I guess would be a positive way of saying that. You know, for something to be good and beneficial.
Okay.
You know, is someone getting a benefit out of whatever's being done?
So, according to who is something being helpful?
Typically, I would think it'd be the person receiving it from my point of view. Because I have learned that no matter how good my intentions are, sometimes the things I do for people are not considered helpful and thoughtful. Sometimes people consider them to be intrusive.
Do you experience people doing things for you to be helpful and beneficial?
Often, yes, but not always.
Okay.
There are sometimes people do things for me and I have to kind of smile and consciously say thank you because I'm trying to recognize that they did this,
Hmm.
to be helpful and kind.
Hmm.
They didn't do it because I wasn't capable of doing it. And then the other part for me on that is when people do things like that, it's like, okay, let go of the idea that you didn't do it the way I would have done it. You know, I've had to learn to accept that, oh, you did this and it's done.
Hmm.
And let go of my need to control it and say it has to be done this particular certain way. But that has been a hard one for me to learn is to accept people doing things for me because they can.
When that happens, do you find it causes more things to do on your end in terms of either fixing something, adjusting things, taking time to check it out, things like that?
No, No, I wouldn't say it does. I wouldn't say it does, and that's part of the growth I've had the past several years of going, okay, I need to let that go. You know,
Mhm.
whatever the person took care of for me, what they did for me. You know, be thankful, be grateful, appreciate it, and move on from it, and try not to dwell on, oh no, I have to go back and do that my way. No, no, it's not that. I've learned to be grateful for it, but it's kind of like you talked about this being the year of the snake.
Mhm.
If you don't like snakes, it's kind of like being around a snake. Like, I can learn to be around this, I can learn to be accepting of it, but is it truly ever comfortable for me? I don't know.
Okay. So the people who are supporting you, helping you, being helpful, things like that, right? Would you perceive that they also take time for themselves in their own lives?
Yes,
Beautiful. So what makes them not selfish, thoughtless, egotistical, uncaring, or oblivious when they do so?
I wish I knew that answer because I could be more like them. Honestly, that's the part I understand is how other people are able to balance all those things. Um, Maybe they're better at time management. I don't know. Um, Maybe they don't analyze it as much as I do. Um, I don't know that I have a
Well,
really clear answer on that one.
that's okay. I didn't think you would
Yeah, well, I mean,
because
around me before.
it's the that's because that's your problem.
Mhm.
If you knew the answer, it wouldn't be a problem. You would just do
Okay,
it,
right, right.
right?
Yeah,
So it was slightly a rhetorical question, and I but it was
and
more
I
for
fell right into the trap.
bringing it into your awareness that other people are doing it, so you know it's possible. It's in your awareness that it is possible. You
Yes,
just haven't figured out how to make it happen, which is why we're here. Because as soon as you can figure out how to put your needs first, majority of the time, I'm not going to say some of the time, it's majority of the time, things won't be so jumbled. Priorities will become clear. You are shedding the need to have to do it for everybody else, and then maybe you, if you have time, which you usually don't.
true, very true.
So, if you are going to be selfish, thoughtless, egotistical, uncaring, oblivious, just like your father, you are going to be only like only caring about others if it benefits you.
Hmm.
What would you take it to mean about yourself if you were doing all of those things?
Honestly, I would consider that I was a failure.
Not specifically.
Well, I mean, I've spent my whole life trying not to become like that man,
Mm.
and if I start doing the things the way he did them, that was a goal that I failed in. You know, as much as I'm the first one to say that I'm not overly fond of people, I also believe that people deserve to be treated way better than they normally are. And again, and if I was treating people like that, I don't think I would not be happy is not the right word here. I'd be disappointed in myself to know that I am better than that and how I see people, how I treat people, how I care for people.
So, which quality is the worst one? Selfish, thoughtless, egotistical, uncaring, oblivious.
Selfish would be the one I would pick out of all of that.
So, what's your definition of selfish?
My definition of selfish would be thinking of yourself first, prioritizing, your needs over others' needs. Um, to me, selfish also goes along with unkind.
How specifically is it unkind?
Well, selfishness to me implies that there's a supply of a something, whether it's money, time, materials, knowledge, whatever it is. And instead of taking what you need to use, and making sure there's something for others that may need it, you basically just take the whole thing. To me, that's another way of looking at it. Is that taking needlessly would be another way of saying that, is the way I see selfish.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is things are a limited resource.
Yes.
There's only so much of it. So if you're
Mhm.
being selfish, you're taking all, basically all of it.
Basically taking
Not,
all of it.
yeah.
Yes, that's how I see it.
According to who are things a limited resource? Who says?
Well, I mean, some things like time, there's only so many hours in a day.
Okay, and there's always tomorrow. How's that a problem?
But tomorrow's way off in the future. It
And how is that a problem? It's not way off in the future. It's just continue. Time is a human construct. We humans decided when today and tomorrow is. We could wake up tomorrow and be like, days are now 48 hours long. So tomorrow is in the next. So now you have 48 hours.
Yeah, but there's still not enough time.
According to who?
According to me, there's
Okay.
there's
How
things to get
specifically is
done
there not enough time?
because there's a million things to do and there's only one of me to do them. That's why there's never enough time. I mean, I know where you're going with this one, and I hate it when you drag me in that direction.
I know you could tell because you're fighting it. You're like, no. You're like, let me keep my worldview of time being finite. No,
Yes, because if I
that's
keep
your
my view, it
problem.
means I'm
That's
right.
why things are so jumbled. That's why things that's why things feel impossible to figure out right now because you're trying to squeeze it all into when you think it needs to be done by because time is a limited it is not. Time is whatever we choose it to be. You have the same 24 hours that a billionaire does.
See, that's just insulting. That hurts.
It does because that means you're actually doing the thing you're trying to not do, which is waste time.
And that's the part that really stings that I didn't want you to get to, even
But
though I've seen
Brian,
this happen before in our conversations.
so so there's this I don't know if it's I wouldn't call it a metaphor, but no, I guess it's kind of a metaphor. So you're like there's a million things that have to be done and only one of you.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to categorize those million things, which are plastic balls and which are glass balls. The glass balls are the things that are really important that if you were to drop it, it would break. The things that are plastic balls are they're important to you. And if you were to drop it onto the floor, it would bounce back and it would be okay.
Okay.
So this is where your like prioritizing comes in with time. You and your needs are glass balls, and you are walking through glass because of how many of them you keep dropping.
Yes.
Everybody else's needs, plastic balls. But you think because they're shiny that they're glass.
But their needs are important.
Yeah, of course they are. And they are not detrimental to your life. So if you were to drop somebody else's need and maybe pick it back up later, how is that a problem?
Because I'm going to feel like I disappointed them. I
Do they
understand that.
know that you're doing that thing?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Are they expecting you to do that thing?
Again, maybe, maybe not. Most of the time, probably not.
So then how can somebody get disappointed if they don't know you're doing it and they're not expecting it?
They can't.
In your mind, you're stop feeling for other people. Stop. You don't get to, you do not get to tell me, Brian, if I'm disappointed or not because you did or did not do something that I didn't even know you were going to do for me. Do you see how
You
ridiculous
don't have to
that
think and feel the
sounds?
way I tell you how to think and feel.
Do you see how ridiculous that sounds? Stop it.
Yes, yes, when I said out loud, you're right.
That that right there is why you feel like you have a million things because you're trying to think and feel for other people. Not your job, not your responsibility. And if somebody is a little disappointed because you didn't put their needs before yours, aside from your wife, I would have a conversation with that person about expectations. Your wife, I will let her slide. You can absolutely
Appreciate
put
that.
her needs before yours sometimes, but not always. Everybody else, not your job. Because if they didn't know you and you weren't in their life, it wouldn't have happened anyway. And if it was really important for them to have in their life, they would make it happen for themselves. It's not your job to do it for somebody else.
That's big.
Yes. That is so much responsibility that you are taking that is not yours to take. Like the image in my mind is you're trying to like climb a mountain. You're trying to climb Mount Everest and you're with a group of 50 people. You're like, let me take your bag. Let me take your bag. Let me take your bag. And now you have 50 people's backpacks on you trying to hike Mount Everest. And
See, the
everyone's
hard
like,
part is
oh,
you've
this is
never traveled
great.
with me. You just described me going through the airport,
Uh-huh. Not your job.
literally carrying other people's bags.
Not your job.
Wow.
People, what you're doing is unconscious. Because I know earlier you had said it for yourself, but because you were like, oh, if people do it for me, it's not like I'm not capable to do it. You're essentially telling people that they're not capable to do. They are very capable human beings. So you're actually doing them a disservice. They don't get to learn, they don't get to experience, they don't get to go through what they need to go through to learn and grow in life if you do it all for them. You also don't have to grow for everybody because then they don't actually grow because they're not doing the thing to learn from the thing.
That makes good sense.
Mm-hmm. So when you think about not having to spend all your time worrying about making sure everybody else is taken care of before you, what's different about time?
I probably have more of it.
Mm-hmm. And with that more time, what can you do for you?
I can get some of those things done that I want to get done for me.
Mm-hmm. And when you're able to have more time because you're not spending it doing it for others always. I'm not saying you never, ever, ever again are going to do it. No, of course, right? Like
Mhm.
if somebody is struggling and they need some help, of course, right? That's a compassionate thing. It's not an obligation. You've made it an obligation in your life. It is no longer an obligation. Doesn't need to be.
So if I can
So
take care of more of the glass balls, I'll probably feel more accomplished and more successful.
Yeah. And it won't feel literally like walking on glass to reach your goals.
It's a good metaphor.
Yeah. I know. I saw that and I was like, that is brilliant. So it's okay, right?
Hmm.
To take care of the glass ones before the plastic ones. You get to decide which ones are glass and which ones are plastic. I'm going to tell you right now, the glass ones mostly have to do with you. So when you think about putting yourself first and prioritizing your needs, what can be different?
Honestly, a lot of that fog would go away,
Mhm.
and I'd actually end up having more time for me.
Mhm.
And then I could actually pick and choose, who I help and when. And
Mhm. So what's one thing, just right now, what's
mm,
one thing that you know you need to do for yourself, that you want to do for yourself, that you just have been pushing off or that you haven't had the time for?
make time to actually go to the gym on a regular basis.
Beautiful. So I want you to look at your calendar today. Like right now, pull up your calendar, put it in front of you.
Hmm. Okay.
When are you going to the gym today?
At this point, not till like 8 o'clock at night, because then I have another call after this one.
Okay, fair. Were you planning on coming to the group paradigm shift? Because you were talking about you had a lot of calls this week. Okay, cool. You don't need to come to the first hour. I'm literally just going to talk and welcome people. You don't need to come for the first hour. Go to the gym. Or
Okay.
just put me in ear. It's a webinar. I can't
Okay.
see you. Put me in your earbuds and go work out for the first hour if you still want to listen.
That's a fair point. That's
Yeah,
a fair
because you're
point.
going to be sitting in front of your computer like, as long as you're back home by the release, which isn't until the end of the day, take the first hour, go to the gym.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to go at 1 o'clock, which is about an hour and 18 minutes from now.
Beautiful. Look at you multitasking.
Well, that's because I had a good coach.
So now, when you get to put yourself first, literally, when you get to prioritize something for you, when you get to do something that you need and that you want, what do you feel?
I kind of feel at ease. I don't feel as
Okay,
jumbled up.
good. Okay, so more at ease. Where's that fog? How is that fog?
I think the fog will still be there, but at least there's one clear point in there
Okay.
to start
There's a
from.
light shining
Right.
to the path.
Right. I have at least something that I can focus on. Okay, I got this done. Let's build out from there.
Great. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most, one being none at all, where would you say you're at in clarity and focus in the path you're going to take forward?
Honestly, I'd give that about an 8 right now.
Beautiful. Where
Just
would you
knowing
say
that
you
I
are?
actually just wrote in my calendar to go to the gym, and I
Yeah.
live by my calendar most of the time.
Hmm.
That
And where
really,
would you say you
really
were right
helps.
before you hopped on this call?
Oh, about a 3.
Yeah. Okay. So is there anything else that you would need in order to be fully at a 10 in that clarity and focus?
Um, get done with a decent gym workout, and
You're
that
beautiful.
would
Okay.
probably show me that, oh, wait, I can do all these things
Yeah. Okay.
and have me
I'll take
time.
I will take it. I will take it. So you said you wanted a light shown on the path forward to
Hmm.
help get you through the fog, which you just said there was there. You're at an
Yeah.
8 in that focus and clarity, knowing that you'll be at a 10 in 2 hours, right? Because that's if you're gonna
Yeah,
work
about
out for about
that.
an hour, you're gonna okay. So is there anything else that you need today in order to feel whole and complete?
No, no, I think we're good. Now I'm actually looking forward to going to the gym.
Yes. Yay. All right, Brian. We did that in 30 minutes.
That's been the longest 30 minutes of like my 2026.
Maybe 35 minutes.
Well, I hope other people benefited from it because you know how much I dislike being on the hot seat.
I know, but you're so amazing at it.
I'll take that as the compliment and say thank you.
Yes. You're welcome. Well, I'm gonna keep you up here because I want to open this up for questions. You can have
Okay.
questions, they can have questions. Either way, if whatever you all want to know, any questions. At one point, I did stop taking notes because I was just like so in it. So I was just like one right after the other. I was like, I just need to just like boom, 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 boom. So I love it. It is a really great metaphor, isn't it, Ellen? I heard that and I was like, that it's like revolutionary.
Huge.
Yeah. Yes. All
Especially
right.
that part you said about walking on glass, going, okay, I dropped the glass balls. This is going to hurt.
Yeah. It's
And I
not.
can't stop walking forward.
Mhm. So, any questions, any comments, any observations? Lots of love, of course. Awesome. That's amazing. Yay. I love that, Ellen. Hello. Oh, look, I wasn't even paying attention. We got some more friends on here. Hi, people who just joined when I wasn't paying attention. Love that. Amazing. So I know for a handful of you, this is your first hot seat. This is the first time you've experienced this. Brian, was this your first hot seat?
This was my first time actually being on the
On.
hot seat on a call.
That's funny.
It
Have you
was
been?
I
Because
was
I
I was on the hot seat in person in November.
fair, fair. But is this the first call, like the coaching hot seat
Yeah,
call you've been on?
it was
And the first, oh,
with
look
a
at
larger
you.
group. This is the first hot seat I did.
Bravo. Good for you. Um, I love that. Congratulations.
I would tell
So for
everyone it's
those of
painful to get out of your comfort zone, but or to expand your comfort zone like we've talked about.
yeah.
But I actually just in that 30 minutes actually feel better.
Yay, that's amazing. And that's exactly what this call is meant for,
Mm,
whether you're experiencing it or you're watching it.
yeah.
So, for those of you whose first time it was on the hot seat, I hope you enjoyed it. I believe these calls are now every other week. So, I will see you not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. And same thing, come with something you want to be coached around, and we'll do exactly what we did here. I will read through anybody who puts things in. I'll pick a person, pull you up, we coach, and then I open up for questions, and then everybody's good to go. That's awesome. That's amazing. Oh, well, I have missed this call. We towards the end of the year, we got busy with all the holidays and the travel. So now I'm like, oh, we're back. Feels good. So thanks everybody who's here. I know this is a new time, right? This year we're starting now at 9 instead of at 10 like last year, but I'm so glad that we're back in this. It's one of my favorites. So come back on the next call, come with something to get coached on. You're in a super safe container with just full of love. So it's only a little scary, huh, Brian?
It can be a lot scary, but it's good. It
Yeah.
is very good.
Yes. So I love you all. I'll give you your 10 minutes back because we're so amazing. So have a great day, everybody. If you are going to be on the group paradigm shift later, I'm so excited to have you there. It is in webinar format, similar to this. So I'm not going to see your face. So lots of chat participation. So if you are going to go work out for the first hour and just listen, that's amazing. Um, so I will see you all later if you're going to be on that. And if not, I will see you on the next call. Mwah. Have a beautiful week, everybody. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.